intro.
That's it.
Oh, I was expecting the intro.
That's
Caught me off guard
caught
there.
you off guard straight
So hi
away.
everyone, welcome to the Haunted Connection show. We're bringing this to you from the Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre in Hinckley, Leicester, and we are sponsored by Sims Vintage Antiques in Watermore near Stratford. So a big welcome to you all. Tonight we're going to have a discussion about lost information.
Yeah.
And lost stuff. I've just been recently reading a book about the Anunnaki, one of my many books, and in this book it talks about how much information and how many artifacts and stuff that's been recovered sort of over the ages about lost civilizations, and there's so much information that we don't know about, and they say that they can't let us know about it because it's too dangerous for us. So I'm really interested in what other people think about this. So as usual, all your thoughts, all your comments, put them down below. You know, do we have a right to know about all this information about our ancestors? What do you think, Neil?
So who are these people saying we're not allowed to know?
It's the scholars, it's the academics, it's the people running museums, it's the archaeologists, it's the the scientists. And quite often in the paranormal field we say that there's no evidence and we'll never have evidence and we won't be able to prove anything. But look, well, if it's already there, look, well, if all the evidence is there and they can't show us look, about past civilizations, about spirituality, about all these different things. But if it's too dangerous for us, in what context is it too dangerous? Is it because it's going to blow out the the Christianity and all the religions? It's quite mind-boggling, really. So let us know what you think. So what do you think, Neil?
It don't make any sense to me. I think it's all these clever people, or supposedly clever people, and the church.
Yeah.
You got to say the church as well, trying to control us as mere common folk.
Yeah.
I think we should know. It's the same as UFOs, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, there's supposed to be loads of stuff on UFOs that they've got, and things like the vaults in the Vatican. Wouldn't it be fantastic to get in there and see what they've got hidden?
Okay, let's put a comment up from Annette. Annette says we should be able to see everything. It's ridiculous. And then she says, what have they got to hide? Exactly. What I personally think, if they released everything, they would lose the power over us, because you keep control of the masses through fear, and I think they try to scare us into believing what they say. And so I think they should release it.
Yeah.
And let us see these scrolls.
Don't you think it belongs to all of us if it's from all of our ancestors and all our histories? Don't you think it belongs to all of us?
I think it does, yeah. We're a human race. Let's put some more comments up. Wendy says, I love history and heritage and ancestry. Yeah, so do we all. Biff says, it's not too dangerous for us, it's too dangerous for them. Subjugate the masses. That's very true, Biff. And Wendy says it's a nanny state. Yeah, I agree. They should. The history belongs to us all, and I think we've all got a right to know.
Do you think it would create mass hysteria if we knew the truth? I'm just thinking about the old War of the Worlds play, when that was played on the radio, and people actually thought it was true, and they were throwing themselves out of windows, and they were doing all sorts of silly things, weren't they?
Personally, I don't think it would now, because we all know it's there. We all know they're not telling us things. It's not a secret, is it? So we're prepared for it. We all know about the UFOs.
Yeah.
We all know that the Vatican has got vast amount of secrets.
So do you think it's getting harder for them to contain the information with social media? Because you see lots of people putting videos up of UFOs and things like that, and then they sort of try and dismiss it as it was a weather balloon, or it was a just an exercise.
I think it's definitely getting harder. Definitely, no doubts about it, and that's why things are starting to drip out to us. the information. Let's put some more comments up. Wendy says, it's where we are now. We can make our own minds up. Yes, we can. Denise says, yes, it's nice to know about historical information. Yeah, I don't think there'd be mass hysteria at all. You know,
No.
when Orson Welles did that, the world was totally different, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was
no social media, was there?
No, and everything. I think they're just so scared because they're going to lose the power over the masses.
Yeah.
And once they lose the power over us,
could you imagine if information got leaked that completely destroyed the religions, as in the Catholicism and Christianity, and if the information's there that completely compromises that faith, then that would be something to think about.
Yeah, but it's not just their faith; it's all faiths, isn't it?
Yeah.
It covers the whole range. It's not just Christianity and whatever. I don't know that much about it, I must admit. But it's all faiths, and the church still does have a lot of power.
Oh yeah, yeah, they do.
You'd be amazed the amount of power the church has got. The main two, the Queen, have got still. People don't think she's got a lot of power. She has got a lot of power, and she's Church of England, and the Pope with the Vatican. They know the truth, but keep the commoners down.
Because don't you think it would stop their income?
Yeah.
Because people would stop. If the faith was proved to be false, then people would no longer, give their money to these things.
Yeah, keep your comments coming through. Wendy says, tell us the truth. And then she says, my faith in Jesus won't change. That's a fair comment. We don't want people to change. We're just voicing our opinions, really. It's the powers that be that we think ought to change and tell us the truth.
Yeah. But what if there's information there to say that Jesus really did exist? We've got this evidence that says it. And then we can all be, we can all look at that evidence and we can all make up our own minds.
Yeah.
If it really affirms the faith, and that these people, and I say these people, these sort of characters in biblical terms, really were what they say they were, and that would be fantastic.
Yeah. And it says we would know what bore their feathers. Sarah says, what's the subject tonight? So repeat the subject.
We're looking at lost and sort of hidden information. There's lots. I'm recently reading a book about the Anunnaki, and there's supposed to be lots of information about them, and lots of artifacts that tell us a lot more than what they're letting know. So it's really about lost information and hidden information that's hidden from us, and we're not allowed to see it because it's too dangerous for us.
Yeah. So why do you think they think? Let's go on to UFOs. Why do you think the powers that be think it's too dangerous for us to believe in alien life?
Because me personally, I believe that the whole of mankind was started off through aliens. I think they came to this planet. I think they were far superior than we could ever imagine with their information. I think they had their wars. I think they chose to stay here. They changed our DNA to make us what we are now. And we've never evolved. We've never changed in all that time. And I believe that they did, fallen angels. I believe that they did come from the skies, but they were alien beings. And these were the beings that taught mankind about how to farm, how to fish, how to make bread and all that sort of stuff for our survival.
Okay, some more comments. Facebook user, hi Pops and hi Jane. So I imagine that's Amy. We had to make, Jane had to make the seeds tonight, Amy. It's just not on.
Cheers.
And then it says, I believe in intervention theory. I don't quite know what that is.
Well, they intervened, didn't they, to manipulate our DNA?
All right.
It's not just the Darwin theory.
Yeah.
And even Darwin himself questioned his own theory and said that it won't be long before his theory is proven to be wrong.
Wendy says they've lost their power already. We are aliens.
Yeah, there was one person that were doing sort of ancestry stuff, weren't they? And one bloke was found to have DNA from sort of millions of years ago, one of the earliest ancestors.
Really? Facebook user said it's about time you made your own tea. No, it's not. This is why I pay you lot the megabucks to make me my tea. So keep the comments coming in. Otherwise, we're just going to ramble.
So do you not think it's a bit annoying that you've perhaps got these young scholars and things, perhaps young kids coming out of university that may even have a say in this, the collective of the universities and these, scientists saying that we can't have this information?
Yeah, it is annoying.
I think it is.
Some young whippersnapper telling me what I can and can't find out about it. It's wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who knows nothing about life.
I think we should know the truth.
Okay then. Biff says, for me, religions are actually worshipping aliens. Gold seems to feature in many religions, be it in artifacts or not, and gold is thought to be essential for space travel.
Yeah. I mean, one of the theories was that they came here to harvest our gold to go home and repair their own planets with the gold, their own atmospheres and things like that, and that's why they needed humans to slave for them.
Yeah. Bloss says, hi Jane and him.
Hi Bloss.
Hello Bloss. I hope everyone's okay in your family. Sorry about the sad news. Sarah says, I read somewhere a long time ago that people with the blood group negative were descendants from another world. Ooh. Annette says, I think the church fears that man was made from the then gods, which make us all equal to each other. Yeah, I'm a firm believer we are all equal. No one's better than me, and I'm not better than anyone else, and I'm sure Jane agrees.
Yeah.
No one's better than me. So, Wendy says, we are silly but wise. Adrian says, evolution from Neanderthal to humans now is a scientific lie. Or why is there no half-ape humans now? Did evolution just stop? Well,
yes.
you know.
I would say yes. I mean, if I remember correctly, I think the Neanderthals, their line are the ones that sort of are supposed to be the Bigfoot. Their descendants are now Bigfoot, and they was when the Anunnaki changed our DNA. They, if you look at chromosome 2, it was that one that they changed mainly, and they switched off a load of stuff. They switched off our length of life. In the beginning, we were supposed to be able to live about 120 years.
Oh, could you imagine that? Though?
And there's a Chinese man, I think. He's probably been alive for like 200 years or something. Oh. His army records date back to 17 something.
Fancy that.
So, there's so much that they did, and things like our eye systems. We've there's so many things that happen with our eyes. Our eyes didn't evolve, and same with our blood clotting systems. There's about 40 things that have to happen in order for our blood to clot, and that needed to be there straight away. Otherwise, we'd have died out long ago from bleeding to death.
All right. See, it's a good lesson. This is. Ian says, I think it's about time to come for a visit. Yes, I think so, Ian. Come along one Saturday and you can have a look around upstairs. It'd be interesting to get your take on it. Shell says, I saw a documentary that claimed that people with a rare blood group originate from alien. Because that blood group just randomly appeared.
Yeah.
And that says I'm O negative. Well, you're an alien. Shell says I have that blood group. I kind of think I'm a bit alien. You're an alien. Biff says I think the authorities could release a lot of information, but as there is so much out there, it would get lost. Quite possibly.
Yeah.
Bloss says we all have a bit of Neanderthal in us. Some more than others. Biff says we still have Neanderthal DNA. It's just been mainly bred out of us. And Wendy says my dentist told I'd evolved because I've no wisdom teeth. What are wisdom teeth for?
They're for like chewing, aren't they? You've
Yeah,
got your
is it-
incisors, which are for biting, and then you've got your back teeth, which are for chewing.
But they come out. You get them when you're really old, don't they? A lot older than normal.
What, your wisdom teeth?
Yeah.
Well, you get them when you're fairly young, don't you?
Yeah.
When you're about 20, when you're in your 20s, 30s.
Yeah.
I thought you did. I got mine then.
That's because you might be wise, Jane. Sarah says I'm negative blood group 2. You're an alien. That's going to be my catchphrase now. You're an alien. I'm not. I'm boring.
But they reckon that ginger.
Oh
They
no.
reckon that ginger was one of the first hair colours, and every other colour derives from ginger.
Well, I accept that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm pure breed.
You're an alien.
I'm an
The
alien.
ginger one.
Biff says, didn't we jump like 10,000 years in evolution in a few generations? Definitely aliens modified our DNA.
Yeah. And I was reading this account that when they tried it, I was reading this about when they were manipulating the DNA, they tried it without the human souls, just to have the bodies more or less like robots. And they found that the body could not exist without a human soul. And that's why you need the two together.
There you go. Wendy says 21. So I think that's when you get your wisdom teeth.
Yeah. I'm sure I was in it.
Denise says, I haven't got any wisdom teeth either. No, I don't know, nor have I. I can't remember ever.
I just thought they were your back teeth, all them
No,
back teeth, your chewing teeth.
No, all your teeth grow when you're a kid, don't they? You get your
Yeah.
baby teeth, then they fall out, and you get your adult teeth when you're 5 or 6.
Oh,
Then I think
perhaps I should go get some put in.
then I think when you become wise, obviously I'm not wise like you, Denise. Wendy says, "Hey, Reese is positive Anglo." Yeah, you're thoroughbred, Wendy. Anglo-Saxon blood group. There you go. So redheads were the original then.
Oh, I did read that, yeah. But whether it was, I read lots of things, and
You
And then
read
try and
far
make
too
up-
much.
I'll then try and make up my own mind what I think.
So keep your comments coming.
Weren't the Anglo-Saxons originally from the French? When the French invaded all those years ago.
I don't know. I didn't listen at school. I hated school with a vengeance. Sarah says, dentist says I grind my teeth. I say you would too if you're married to my husband. Sarah. I'm not saying
They
anything.
can't help it, Sarah. It's just part of their species.
I'm not saying anything about that. It was Valentine's Day yesterday.
It was, yeah. And you got really romantic and soppy and that,
I
didn't
did. That's not like me at all. When you said born ginger, but it changed grey now. Yeah, mine's gone grey and then it's falling out. It's since I've known this a lot of beards.
You still got loads of good colour in your hair. Or is it Grecian tooth? No, look, even on the camera there, look, you're looking, Looking
no,
red.
seriously.
You got a little bit down the sides here. But
Yeah, it's
that's
great.
It's supposed to be distinguished,
grey,
isn't it?
yeah.
When you go grey there.
Yeah, when women go grey, they're getting old.
Wait.
When men go grey, it's distinguished. That's just the way it is, isn't
It's
it?
the way it is.
But my hair used to be bright orange.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Seriously, it was the colour of carrots. Adrian says, Neil, your hair is evolving. Yeah, but the problem is it's evolving on the comb. Bloss says, you're not as ginger as Benji. I know, Benji's got really fantastic colour hair. Same as my Ben, his colour's great.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it when I see redheads come into
he's
the
like
shop.
a real dark red, isn't he? It's
I do like it when redheads come into the shop, I must admit. One day we're going to take over the world. My prediction.
Have a ginger fest.
Yes. So come on, Jane, what else? What are we going to talk about then?
So do you think that, do people think that we should be able to see all the exhibits in museums? You know, museums are supported by public money, aren't they? So all the stuff that they have, do you think they should be, do you think they should have these things on show? Or if they don't have them on show, why not be able to let the public see them in perhaps a tour or something like that? Or, go and see the what's it room where other stuff is.
I think you should be allowed to see anything. I don't.
I think you should.
If it belongs to the human race, I think I'm part of that.
Yeah.
I should be able to see it. I don't understand.
But like museums, they are full, and universities, I suppose, they're supported by sort of public money, aren't they?
Yeah, so it's our money, isn't it?
So yeah. I do think we should be able to see things.
Wendy says yes to see it all. Yeah, I think we should see it all, and then Sammy says some of them you can virtually visit. Yeah, I think some you can, but I think some artifacts are still kept away from the public eye. And Sarah says it would answer a lot of questions. It would, but it would also throw up a lot more questions, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But that's what life's about, isn't it? Asking questions.
Yeah. I mean, going on to sharing information in general, you can understand why perhaps people keep some information to themselves. But even in our sort of paranormal world, it's very hard to get people to share information, isn't it?
Yeah. Sam says true. Biff says too much in the museums to show. Some of them are only showing 10%. They've got so much.
Yeah.
Denise says, how are we going to learn if we do not see all the things in that they have?
I don't think we are supposed to learn. I think we're supposed to just be able to accept what they tell us and be quiet. I think they're, I think their actions speak louder than words, doesn't it? The fact that this has been going on probably hundreds of years, that they will just tell us what they want us to know or what they want us to believe, and go from there, really.
Adrian says maybe they don't really have it or it's fake. Possibly. Annette says they are supposed to be giant skeletons hidden away. I don't see why we cannot see them.
Ah.
Exactly.
And I think that would open up another can of worms, doesn't it? I mean, the giants in the Bible were supposed to be the Nephilim, and they were supposed to be the offspring of the angels that came to earth and laid with the daughters of men. And I mean, is it going to open up too much? People asking too many questions.
Tammy says on my Oculus Quest 2, you can go pretty much anywhere and virtually be there.
That sounds good.
Sounds interesting. And she says, I use it every night to travel.
Very nice.
Annette says, I cannot be quiet. Bloss says, feeling sad, Jeanette sorted the funeral today. Yeah, I've read that. That's sad news. Tammy says it's amazing. I've not heard of that, Tammy. I'll have to have a look at that. And I can go anywhere.
We can go to Zach Bagans' museum.
What do you want to go there for?
Because I want to go and probably get my hands on some of his bits and have a see what's there.
I'm not saying a word. Tammy says Facebook owns the Oculus Quest. It's virtual reality headset. All right. Never actually used one of them virtual reality things. A bit scary on that, I think. So let's talk about Zach Bagans' museum, though.
Okay.
Do you think if we did go, do you think it would be as good as it's made out to be?
I think that you'd have to go and see, wouldn't you, really? I mean, we would probably have a slightly different angle on it if we're doing psychometry and stuff like that. I'd love to be able to do some psychometry on some of his items. But again, you know, I think one of the dolls is behind glass, isn't it? The Raggedy Ann doll.
I thought that was still in the.
Oh, what was it? There's one in the wall, isn't there, or something? A chair or something. You know, there's some stuff's behind glass, but
yeah,
it would be interesting to just go and see. Really, it'd be interesting to see if we can pick up the same sort of stuff with his things that we do with the things here.
Okay, Tammy says, my friend went to the museum. The flashlight tour cost $200 a person.
Oh,
what's about? About
150 quid.
150, 160, 160 quid for a tour.
Yeah, that's exactly
far too cheap.
Yeah, you've got to pay for the privilege, I suppose.
Oh, then she says, for 50 minutes.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Did you get a cup of tea with it? She came out.
And then she says, you can't take pictures.
Interesting.
That is pretty disgusting.
You'd want to take some pictures, wouldn't you, to see if you caught any faces or anything like
Okay,
that.
Adrian says, yes, the Book of Enoch proves God was not omnipotent. And in fact, God is flawed when the church don't want us to know, so it kept out bad for business.
Yeah, I enjoyed reading the Book of Enoch.
Going back to this, Zach Bagans' museum, apparently it's $200 to go for a 50-minute tour. And you can't take pictures. That is disgusting, in my opinion.
Yeah, but once you've seen it and you've been there, you won't want to go again, but it would be off your bucket list, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but but apparently Zach Bagans is owned by Discovery Channel. You can't do anything without their permission.
No, if you sell your soul to the devil, you've got to dance for him, haven't you?
And then Tammy says, the regular tour is $80 a person for 15 minutes, and again, you can't take pictures.
15 minutes? I'd want a bit longer than that.
Oh no, she says 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Boss says, don't get any ideas, Neil. Biff says, Zach is taking the beep. Sarah says, yeah, the doll, don't look at her. Is that Peggy doll? The Peggy doll?
Oh, it might
from
be.
Jane Harris.
Yeah, I have read that book as well.
Linda says, I would love to go and see. It looks very interesting. Yeah.
I think it would be one of the things, wouldn't it? You'd just go the once, because once you've been and sort of felt the energy and been there and just been, you wouldn't necessarily want to go again, would you?
No.
He's not going to restock it with lots of different artifacts that you'd want to go back.
No, it doesn't keep changing, does it? Wendy says, I've been behind the scenes at quite a few museums. Amazing what's in store. I held a mummy's hand once. The feeling was so strong. I'd like to go to Zach's museum. Should be free. Yeah, I don't agree with to me, he's ripping people off there because of who he is.
But that's
imagine.
how a lot of them are, isn't it? You know, once they're famous, they charge a lot more for everything, autographs, visits, everything, don't they?
Yeah. Annette says, was it Annabelle doll? I think Zach did have the Annabelle doll for a bit, but now she's gone back to the Warrens Museum. But I'm not sure, I must admit. Tammy says, my friend said it was worth the $200 and she's going again. I think she's crazy. I think she's got too much money, Tammy.
But I suppose if you're into it and you really want to go and see it, you'd pay the money, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I suppose so.
I mean, if you go all the way to Vegas and you paid your money for your flight and hotel and everything like that, you wouldn't necessarily rock up at the door, would you, and just say, I'm not paying that. I'm going home.
Yeah, Tammy's in California, I think, Tammy. So that's a plane ride away, isn't it? Biff said, yeah, got a ticket off the bucket list, but by crikey, that's a lot of money. Bloss says Zach would be lost without Aaron. Yeah, I don't tend to watch this TV shows now, I must admit.
You say that's a lot for, sort of going in somewhere. You know, even when we went to the Isle of Wight and the like Black Gang Chine thing, when we took the grandkids, I mean, that was like something like 150 quid for us all to get in as a family.
Was it?
And that was just for the day. That was just a day ticket. Yeah.
I'm far too cheap at this place.
If you went back within 7 days, you could go back in for free.
All right. So you went every day.
They wanted to go back the last day because they enjoyed it so much. But you know, you pay that sort of money, don't you, to get in these places? Look at Alton Towers and things like that.
Yeah,
People will pay a lot of money to get in these places if they want to go.
That's right. I would like to go just to see what it's like, but I don't.
It was on our bucket list to visit next year, maybe.
Hold to. Better get selling some stuff here then.
Roll up.
I do think it's probably be a bit disappointing for us because what we're used to. I'm not saying this is better than this.
I would just look to go to see what energies I could pick up from these artifacts and from the building and everything else.
Yep.
We could do our own mini seance.
He wouldn't let you though, would he?
We'll go to the toilet and do it in the toilets. Actually, we won't be able to go in the same toilet thinking about it.
No. I don't think that would go down too well, Julie. No. Wendy says, or cinema or show, very dear. It's very dear. Tammy said, you can stay with me.
Woo.
Thanks, Tammy. We might take you up on that if we ever come to Zach's, because we wouldn't be able to afford a hotel. Is California far from Las Vegas?
It's in the desert, isn't it? But Las Vegas is like out near. I don't know. It's not. It probably isn't that far.
It's only about that.
I'm thinking of Florida.
On my map, it's only about that far.
Now I'm thinking of Florida.
Tammy says no.
That's good then.
Oh, and she says I'm in Northern, so it's not far at all. Okay then, so we've sorted out our lodgings.
Yeah. We'll have a look at the flights.
But when we go,
we'll message Zach and tell him we're on our way. Do you know who we are?
Then we'd take Tammy with us as well. Now, sorted. It's as easy as that. I think he goes more for the mass murderer type of thing.
Yeah, hasn't he got Bonnie and Clyde's car?
Oh, I don't know.
That they were killed in. That sort of thing. I'm sure they've got Bonnie and Clyde's car, haven't they?
I don't know. No idea. It's totally different to what we've got.
Yeah, but it'd be interesting. It's in the same sort of line of work, isn't it?
Yeah. So, any more comments? Oh, Tammy says, I want to see the Dr. Kevorkian van.
Oh, yes. I did see that.
Yeah, I saw that on a TV show that I watched, and that was quite interesting. It'd be nice. I bet you wouldn't be allowed to touch it though, would you?
No, I think it's behind a barrier type thing.
Yeah.
Might have to sneak under the barrier and go and sit in it.
You'll be kicked out. You will. You'll be getting flipping kicked
I'll
out.
take them all with me.
You collect all the spirits and bring them back on the
Yeah, shall I bring
plane.
them back here?
Yeah, yes, it's definitely on our bucket list. I must admit, just for out of curiosity. Bloss says you got nuts, man.
Yes, he has. Oh, stop it. Oh. I'm
No,
moving on.
she meant nits. Oh yeah, my head itches. Love you too, Bloss.
Oh.
I don't know what to say about that. No, I haven't got nits.
So is there any artifacts out there that people would like to see? What artifact would you like to see? What
I just read Wendy's comment. Wendy says, I'm all for sounds in the toilet.
Essence in the toilet. Oh,
she did
Can
say
everybody
essence for an
use-
essence, but then she said Wendy did say a seance.
Take your autocorrects off. Mine's been terrible
Then
lately.
she says seance. Jane sends me messages and I have to like decipher them.
It's my new phone.
It
I
just
type
types-
something
it
in
types-
and I read it and it's
I'm sure
fine. I press
Type
send.
Chinese, didn't it?
Yeah. I press send and when it goes to the other end, it's changed it.
Biff says, compose yourself, Jane.
Yeah, stop it.
Behave. Any item that I would love to appear? Somebody asked me this the other day. Oh no, it's for the article. Sorry.
Oh,
An item that I would love to have, or a room I would like to, because we are adding some new rooms when we get around to it. And one I would love a costume that David Bowie wore in his Ziggy Stardust days, or any period of David Bowie. But then you can extend it any sort of rock music artifact like Jimmy Page's guitar or something like that, where we can try and tap into there. And obviously Jimmy Page is still alive, but anything to do with David Bowie, I would love. I would also love one of the famous dolls, like the Annabelle doll or Robert the doll, just to see what if they are as bad as people say they are. We don't know. Bluebell says, ha ha ha, oh mum, essence. And Wendy is Bluebell's mum. Yeah, so what artifacts would you?
I would love some really old ancient stuff from thousands and thousands of years ago. I'd love to understand more about the original gods that were supposed to come here.
Yeah, so you'd like the gold death mask from Tutankhamun then?
Yeah, I did go and see that. I did go and see the Tutankhamun exhibition. I was blown away by it.
So when you went to see the exhibition in London then, did you sense anything when you were in the museum?
I was trying to. I did feel some of the energies and stuff, but it was really difficult because the place was packed and I didn't want to keep trying to pick up energies of people that were around me rather than the energies of the things that it was really busy and it was really difficult to sort of get any space of your own because there were so many people in there, but it was amazing to go and see.
So yeah, if anyone in the chat has got any suggestions for any items that they would love to come to the centre.
Yeah, or even things that you'd like to go and visit or things that you'd like to see.
Sarah says the pyramid plans from Egypt.
Oh yeah. Because that's one of the strange things about Egypt as well. The Egyptians, they just seem to sort of be there. They didn't seem to sort of evolve from any particular race.
Didn't they?
And they reckon that, one of the theories is that one of the gods was one of the Sumerian gods that moved on because Enki and Enlil sort of fell out, didn't they? And one of them left, and they reckon that he was probably one that went to Egypt.
All right.
Because these civilizations were very knowledgeable with their tools and their sciences.
Okay. Bloss says. Bloss says Benji is going to the Jubilee in London. He loves history. Oh, that'd be
That'd be
fantastic.
good.
I hope he gets lots of photos, lots of memories, and has a fantastic time. He's a lovely little lad. Wild Bill, hi Wild Bill. Greetings
Wild
from
Bill.
Atlanta, Georgia. HAPRC's USA ambassador here.
He certainly is.
Yeah, thanks for
Good
tuning
evening,
in. Nice to see you on here. Annette says, wouldn't it be great to see an investigation done in the pyramids or really ancient sites? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see, they reckon that there's a room beneath the Sphinx, and they've contested about the Sphinx for years, because when they first tried to say it was the wind marks that had done the stone, and another chap went and he said it was all water. And so the Sphinx has been there for thousands and thousands of years, because it was there in a time when the water levels were up around where the Sphinx is, and it was there sort of thousands of years before the pyramids were built.
Yeah, I know. Many years ago, after Most Haunted, Derek and Cora went to Egypt, and they did a series there. And that was, whatever people's opinion of Derek Cora was. That was an interesting series. But yeah, I would love to go to the pyramids or ancient sites. Wendy says, I'd like to go to the crypt of the Vatican.
Yeah, me too. The library. Yeah. They reckon there's something like 18 miles of stuff in the vaults in the Vatican.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Imagine things we can learn. Biff says, anything you can get that's connected with Battle of Bosworth. Yeah, that'd be
good.
Interesting. Plus says, I'm sure he will. Adrian says, I'd love to see the Ark of the Covenant. Indiana Jones made me want to become an archaeologist.
Yeah.
Tony Robinson changed my mind. Plus says, can you tell people that we don't hate one another? Okay then. Bloss and I, or it comes up with Patrick, Patricia, Gerald Freeman. It's Bloss. We don't hate each other. We get on really well, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm sure Bloss thinks the same. We are good mates.
Yeah. It's just terms of endearment.
But we have this banter between us. I love Bloss to bits. I'll even call her by a real name. I love Sue to bits, and I do love it. I even made her a cup of tea the last time she came, so come on. I'd only make Jane or Judy cups of tea. So yeah, we don't hate each other, and we are good friends. And I do love it. She's not hit me with a stick too many times. Yeah, but Bloss is fantastic. I love it when she comes. Wild Bill says, need to talk to you, Neil. I've come up with some free time. Okay, mate.
Ooh. We
will arrange. My head is so itching. Perhaps I've got nits. Paranormal nits. Yeah, I'll message you, Bill, and we'll arrange a time so we can have a chat. It'd be great chatting to you again. Bill says, I would love to get lost in Vatican's basement. Yeah, I think that's high on everybody who's interested in the paranormal.
Area 51 as well. Let's get in there and have a look in there.
I'd love to get in there.
Have a good look in there.
And Bloss says, yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are good mates. Wendy says, think they'd let me in the Vatican Library on my mobility scooter. You can always try.
Yeah, because then you can get all the really good stuff, and
you'll be able to go to the end.
They won't be able to catch you.
Adrian says, see, it really is evolving. You're both fourth like me. Wild Bill says, religion. And Bloss says, you are so brave, Jane.
I tried to be.
To be honest, since the centre's open, you're getting almost as crazy as me. You're coming up with crazy ideas
Yeah.
now.
I just want to find the truth. That's the thing. That's the thing that drives us. And sometimes we have to do things a bit weird or a bit unconventional just to see if we can get some answers.
Denise says, have you been to Adrian's Wall and the ruins of Roman town and museums are very good energy and around that area? No, I've never been. I would love to. There's lots of places I'd love to go, and I hope we can do some more road trips. We do have one road trip booked for this year in August. We are going to Pendle Hill, and we are going to go in search of the Pendle witches.
Yes.
Ourselves.
And you've come up with some crazy ideas for that one as well.
I have come up with an absolutely ludicrous idea for that one. Julie's not very happy about it. I don't know if I'm very happy about it, to be honest, but we are going to do, and we're not going to say what, we are going to do something that the witches supposedly are done in the quarry. And if I've got 4G on my phone, we will live feed it, because we're going to do lots of videoing and live feeding on the trip. We're going for 2 nights.
I'm going for 3.
You're greedy, so you're going 3. I'm poor, so I can only go for 2. I've got to pay for 2 people, you know. So we're going to go for two nights. That means 3 days, and we're going to go to all the well-known places and lots of live feeds. And so I hope you're going to watch that with us. But I'd love to go to Adrian's Wall. I'd love to go to Boleskine House on Loch Ness.
Yeah,
We would love to go to Loch Ness because we've got a theory on the Loch Ness, so we'd love to go and see that. So there's lots of places we want to do. It's just finding time, isn't it? And money and the
we're still
finances.
sort of recovering after lockdown, aren't we? So, you know, you've got to keep the centre up and running after lockdown and catch up with that. But my friend actually did do Adrian's Wall. He walked from one end to the other dressed as a Roman centurion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone thought they saw residual energy.
Yeah, I think he raised a good amount of money, to be fair.
Cool. Bill says, I need to borrow the Spear of Destiny from the Pope for about a week. Well, have a word with him, Bill.
Yeah, there's a band called that, Spear of Destiny, aren't they?
Is there? I don't
know.
Yeah. And it says, if loads of us went and pushed in, a couple of us could sneak off in the Vatican without being seen.
Yeah.
I like your way of thinking.
Oh, I might not get in.
You'll be struck down with lightning.
I would.
Bloss says, would love to go to Hadrian's Wall. Yeah, I think it's a fantastic site, I'd imagine. Well, Bill says, got my 3rd jab now, so I can make it across the Great Pond. That'd be good. Hopefully you'll be able to come and see us one day then. Wendy says, Pendle, brilliant. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We planned it a couple of years ago, then COVID hit, which stopped everything, didn't it? But there was quite a few of us going before. Now there's just the 5 of us going, which is going to be even better.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. That's August the 28th.
Yeah, August Bank Holiday.
August Bank Holiday. We will be in Pendle. There's lots of things said about the Pendle witches, and we're going to find out for ourselves what is true and what is made up and what is exaggerated.
Yeah, we're going to go to a few places, aren't we, and see what we can find.
Bill says trip starts out in 2019. Now it's 2022. I will make it. Fingers crossed this is year, Bill.
Yeah, that sounds a bit like our Pendle trip.
Yeah. They says, remember the Catholic Church doesn't care for me. Laugh out loud. So yeah, so there's lots of places we'd like to go investigate. No, I'd like to go to some of the museums in London to see what energy, but I'd like to go.
London.
I'd look to, obviously the Tower of London.
We need to do the Tower of London, don't we?
We'll get someone to keep the beefeaters busy.
Yeah.
While we investigate.
Yeah.
So when we go Pendle Hill again, then when we go Pendle Hill, not again, what do you expect from that trip?
I think I'd just like to see what we can connect with, what energies we pick up, and just see for ourselves. Because it could, the Pendle Hill Witches is just, for all we know, it could be just be a fairy tale. We know that they did, we know that they were there, but whether their spirits are still there, whether their energies are still there,
Yeah.
Is another thing. So that's, I think, really what I would like to try and find out.
And also, were they bad? Were they just misunderstood?
Yeah.
That's what we want to find out for ourselves.
Because although lots of people go Pendle at Halloween, I think it would be most active really around the anniversary of the time
which
when
is
they were
August.
born. Yeah. Rather than
we would have gone on the anniversary of the hanging, but Jane's daughter was very selfish and booked a wedding that weekend.
Yeah. How rude.
Rosie, come on. It's just a wedding. Just joking. She's watching, just joking.
Yeah.
What Bill says, the tower would be great.
Yeah.
The tower
I'd
would
love
be
to.
phenomenal.
But I'd also like to go around Whitechapel as well,
Oh yeah.
where Jack the Ripper was worked.
Annette says, I spent 5 hours in the London Museum. My partner went mad.
Yeah, you've got to be into it, I think. Because if you take somebody who's not particularly interested, it's mind-numbingly boring for them. And they just stand around being completely bored.
Yeah, Wendy says, Tower is fantastic. Will it distract the headwaters? You nick the crown jewels. Sounds good. I'm all for that one.
I mean, I would think that they would hold a lot of energy, wouldn't they?
The crown jewels, yeah, well, they've been on a lot of people's heads, haven't they?
Yeah, well, if you think of the emotion and the intent and things of when it's placed on somebody's head for a coronation, the emotional content must be, through the roof of the person who's wearing it.
Do you know a bit of useless information?
Yeah.
The gentleman who put the crown on our present queen, he lived in the same village as I was born in.
Oh yes, and the house there's just as you go into the village on the right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my claim to fame. I knew him. I saw him in his jeans.
There is a plaque, isn't there, on the wall?
Is there? I've never seen
by
the
his,
probably.
I'm sure there's a plaque on the gate that tells you that it's Canterbury House or something, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, Mr. Fisher.
Oh,
there you go.
Did you know him?
I'd said hello because they used to have...
scrump his apples.
No, because no, not his. Everybody else is in the village, but not his. He scared me. But they used to have garden fetes in his gardens in the summer, and he always used to be. Well, he wasn't always there, but he was there.
Yeah.
So there you go. So any other comments before we wrap it up for another night?
It's gone quick, hasn't it?
It goes quick when people comment, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Until we get some more comments in, watch out for this Thursday. We are going back to my roots. We are going to do the new series of live feeds on a Thursday between 8 and 9. I've called it Abandonment Live. It's not my word. I've nicked it off a YouTuber, but I'm sure they don't watch. So
yeah. Enough people nick our stuff.
So well, it's basically what we're going to do this week is we're going to be focused on the war room. We're going to leave the camera rolling for an hour. No one's going to be in the room. We're going to be sitting in the office on the ground floor. So Jane will watch the feed, so Jane can interact as well, and we will be putting all the comments up. It's basically for you to tell us if you see anything or hear anything or sense anything from any of the items that you can see or the room itself. We will perhaps have the REM pod on.
Yeah. We might chuck in a bit of music as well, a bit of Earlin or something.
Yeah, we're not allowed to play it on Facebook though. Facebook, we like to play music. Music enhances the activity in the war room, but Facebook will blank that bit out because they're a pain in the butt.
Mark Zuckerberg, are you not on enough money?
So I will put a voice recorder in there that I will listen to later in the week as well. So if we hear anything on EVP, I will let you know. But it's way I started with the artifacts in my carport 5 years ago. Well, probably more than 5 years ago. So going back, and a lot of people have asked if we can do it again. So we're doing it again. It's just...
It does seem a good favourite, doesn't it? Whenever we ask
Yeah.
what people would like to see, they always say they'd like to go back to that. So we're going to bring it back and let you enjoy it.
So it'll be quiet. So if you hear voices, that's interesting because there's no one there, and you shouldn't be hearing voices. Or if you hear footsteps, there's only going to be us in the building. So.
And that is a good room for activity.
So each week, it's going to be every week, different room. So tell us next week what room you want to be in the following week, and we will do it accordingly. Wendy says, sounds good, love it. Thank you, Wendy. And obviously, all your comments we'll record it because that will go down into our research and our documentation of the centre.
Cool. Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. That's this Thursday, 8 o'clock. So it'll be on this channel and YouTube. So you can watch, if you got a posh TV, you can watch it on the big screen.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, and the Demon Files is back, isn't it? We had a bit of a break, didn't we, with the Demon Files over Christmas?
The Demon Files has returned. We did one last Sunday, and it was really interesting. Again, totally different. So that is going to continue. Demon Files should be more or less every other Sunday. There's some Sundays we can't do it, so it's out of sync, but more or less every other week.
Yeah, so it's good to watch.
But I am looking forward to Thursday night. I think that'll be interesting because we can sit here, have a cup of tea. We might have a cake.
Yeah, because it's good for us as well because we enjoy participating.
Yeah. So Jane will say what she picks up as well. So it should be good. Sarah says, thanks, enjoyed. Good night, all. Good night.
Yeah, good night,
Sarah. I think you're coming up tomorrow. So that's about it, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all your comments. Annette says, was really interesting on Sunday. Yeah, it was fascinating.
We're trying to tailor the nights to whatever the particulars are of the demon, so to hopefully engage in as much as we can. So yeah, we are
learning an awful lot.
It wasn't what we expected.
No, and if you haven't watched our live feed that we did on the Ouija session of the dark, you really need to watch that because that was quite mind blowing. Mr. Death came and had that chat. Linda says, looking forward to it. Denise says, bye, good evening. Adrian says, good night, take care all. Wendy says, night, thank you, a good chat. So it seems like everyone enjoys these chats, which is good. Yeah. We like you interacting.
And we really do like doing this Haunted Connection show because this show's now been running, over 3 years? 4 years?
Yeah.
4 years. 3.5 years, something like that. So we do enjoy these chats with you all. So it's long may it continue. Yeah,
but if you got any suggestions of topics you want us to talk about, let me know. Or if you'd like to see us having a guest on now and again, we can do that, and we'll change things around. So that's it for tonight. So thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you. Hopefully, we'll see you all Thursday with a new series, Abandonment Live. So we'll say good night for now.
Bye for now.
We'll see you soon.
See you next week.